Sorry about that. That one's my mom. Calling. So this is what it is. Okay. So in the first part, I that Zuko, who was basically it went into details of it. So now we move on to Zuko's mother, Inko. Actually, when the Titan destroyer was actually I said that in the last part, Titan destroyer had kids with her, and yeah. So then now, but that's scrapped. So Inko, oh, remembers. She remembers back then, or she forgot that her son was. She abandoned her own son to keep herself alive. So, yeah, with that regret. And so she was so Zumi was basically always asked her about uh, like certain stuff, but her she got caught off guard when Zuko showed up on the TV. She remembers that Zuko was always been so kind-hearted. He always been like bullheaded like his father heard does. Okay? So, yeah. Now he is he's basically like a gun. So and then so now back to Zuko, and when they all came back and then the camp arc, they went to a mall as of course he went and took Zuko, oh, told him, because when she first saw it, as she tells him that you're the son of that jerk that killed my father. As she Zuko, where is Zuko? So Zuko says, "No, I did not." Or he just knows that she's being irrational, as he says to her, as he says, "You want to know who actually killed your father?" As he says, it was actually all for one. As your grandpa or your uncle. Oh, yeah. So he heard what Zuko said was the truth. As he says, but he didn't know that Zuko was, as he, of course, of course, Zuko told her to, do you want to see do you want to visit that Titan destroyer? As she says, yes, I give him a piece of my mind. As he says, oh, you already did. As she's like confused, like, wait, what? As he transforms into the old version, or his original version, as he says, your father was my best friend. I would never done that to him. But I know that All for One was gonna do that to him. As you lie. Of course, she thinks in her head, he's lying. But then when he has that power of, like, showing people memories, as she showed her how of his friend and or her father, and she sees her like uncle who killed him. As she sees, and as she could, or she starts tearing up as she couldn't believe that Titan Destroyer was her friend, or her, as she gave him a hug. As he says, no, who? Okay? As it's our little secret, okay? As she nods, okay? As he goes, or he gets back into his younger form, as, yeah. So he got shopping, and he picked up some tricks as he used his power. Or there was a villain thing was gonna steal the, or actually scratch that. So Zuko, who about the villain running down the wall, and Zuko's hand became big, or his entire arm became so big that he grabs the villain as he says, I still got it. After all these years. As he activated his quirk and turns that villain into a Titan. And as he tells that Titan to go put that stolen goods away or back, as they see, it was, everybody's like, okay, is that your quirk? As Zuko says, or he's making up the story of it. So as he tells him that Zuko told him. Of course, only people that knew that Zuko is Titan Destroyer is actually was Nezu, Eraserhead, Midnight, Blood Hero, and the detective and the chief of police thing. And so, yeah. Basically, everyone knew who Zuko was. And then the. So, yeah. He ends up. No. As he tells his classmates what his quirk can do, it allows as a user to, once I get my eyes activated. See, I have them disactivated, and now. Okay, so yeah. So then, all the way to of course, and the Pussycats knew who Zuko was. As one of them says, "Are you ready, old man?" And, or actually, are you ready? He. Yeah. Huh. As they all fly off, but only person that really didn't know was Coda. Until he says, "You must be his, or you must have two parents, right?" As Zuko or Koda says, "Yeah, but they're both dead because some maniac killed them." As Zuko, who didn't get punched in the nuts, but he says, "But little did Koda know, his parents are still alive." Eve, as they were in Zuko's back pocket, or in his pocket dimension, so that the doll versions of them were pretending. So then he says, as they were like, yeah. So now I'm skipping the can part because so every villain, let me remind you, because in my first one that I made before this one, Zuko, who was basically powerful quirks. Because in the last one, because he dunked his blood thing into every wine thing or batch. So every wine that they ever had. So villains were. Yeah, so every villain that was back then and now has Zuko's powers. Basically, they could transform, and they're at Zuko's mercy thing. So, yeah, he is basically the powerhouse. He is overpowered. So, then when Zuko became named the, as he says, huh, guess my prediction's right. As Class A and Class B looks at Zuko, and Mr. Aizawa says, huh, yeah, you old timer. As Zuko looks at him and says, hey, I'm not that old. I'm as everybody says, okay, eh? As Blood Hero says, it's time for us to reveal what he is. As Zuko transformed into his old man state, as he says, hello everybody. All of you might know me as Titan Destroyer. As everybody, Class A and Class B, heard about what Zuko, or what the Titan Destroyer was, is Zuko, or they didn't realize it was Zuko's, is his real name. As he says, yeah, as everybody's like, they couldn't believe that Zuko, think about it as their father. Zuko was their father, or as he sees, that's not important. What is important to get Bakugo Hatsuki about heck before he, as Koda is like, as he, or before get into details, as I believe these two people are yours, her parents, as they, as Koda is like, she, or he is happy. So, as everybody looks at him confused, like, wait, so you're Titan Destroyer, right? Yes. You're the legendary. As he says, why does people always do that, or tell me that I'm legendary? Not even old yet. As everybody remembers that Zuko is, yeah, so he lives a really, really long time. As he, like, is there any leads to, as he says, there's only one, but it's weird. It's at the bar area. As he goes to the bar and ends up getting absolutely or like Zuko got absolutely knocked every villain out, and he's like, huh, here you go. Well, so he was like a old geezer. Yeah. So he's basically got known by he showed no mercy to anyone. But Zuko, yeah. So then the All Might against All for One. All for One was gonna finish Zuko, or finish All Might off. But Zuko says, huh, it's been a long time since I've seen you, All for One. as All for One turns and looks at Zuko as he says, "Ah, my old dear friend. How have you been?" As I'm doing well. Huh? But you will see the day. As, of course, she told him to go, give him her piece of her mind thing. As Zuko became the Titan that they all used to know, as he literally uppercuts and All for One and like smacks him around like whoosh, 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 whoosh. Whoop, boom! Kind of it. As he says, "You're, I know your every move before you even make it." So, as he activates his quirk or his power, and it not, or actually because he had a special ability, as he roars loud, as he, or All for One says, "If you kill me, my friends will come and kill you." Huh. Funny. As he, "I'll let them kill you first." As he roars loud, as everybody sees a lightning show, as that's what they did. So Zuko, or every villain that drank his blood or drank the wine thing, transformed into the entire armies of Titans. Yeah, so they were, yeah, they ran and all the way and killing All for One, like ripping him to shreds and grabbing his heart and crushing it and kind as he says, "Now," as he looks at All Might, as he says, as he transforms back into his human-like state, as he helps All Might up, as he says, "I still got allies in the low places," as then All for One actually did die, because he got torn to bits. Like, his quirk got even ripped off, like he got crushed. As so, yeah, so everybody's like, "Holy crud." As I've been planning that for years since after I saved the first user. As All Might didn't know about the Zuko saved his for or saved one for all user. They so yeah. So he knows about a lot. And man, oh man, they all like died out. So the crime rate went down to 0. And like he was just powerful. So everybody's like, heck, even they all, everyone now knows that Zuko and is the Titan Destroyer. So Zuko tells them that I've been living so long now, I'm proud of all of you. As he tells Class A that, of course, now Nezu is like, thank goodness he, or actually Nezu told Eraserhead that gonna bump up, hit Zuko up to be a pretty good substitute teacher, the one that like helps the main teacher out. Okay? Okay. As Midnight in actually he decided she didn't, or she actually, between her and, or actually Ochako ago and the Midnight and all those girls still find him attractive. He still is buffed as like, oh, come on, come on. As he like, he always like, he says that. Come on now, boy. As so then, so she couldn't believe as he tells her that, or Zuko told her that, hey, you said that, as she now knows that Zuko takes things too literally. As now, actually, Midnight and I'm making Midnight and her the same age. So, hilarious thing, both of them were actually got married to Zuko at the same time. Or actually at two different times. Her first and then her. So they had a lot of kids. Some of them have their parents' quirks, but the others have like all of their other people's other quirks. Like they all like have that powers. So yeah. So Zuko, looks outside, and only person that really wanted to see him actually was. This is a hilarious part, but it was Zumi. He. As Zumi, he, or actually, so did, I almost said, yeah, so when there was actually 3 women that got married to him was one of them that you see, her, Midnight, and Nia, or whatever her name is. I don't even know. Oh, sorry. Basically, all three of them got married and had way too many children. Like three women had 2, 4, 6, 8, 8 children. Yeah, 2, 4, 6, and then so yeah. But then, of course, hers, because Zuko was the literal. He could be at any age, at any time. Heck, when Zuko was just him, entered, Momo even wanted to, like get in bed with him. But then, so now, not in the near future, but a couple of days after, of course, Zuko, who was not in jail, but he was at he's always at his recovery girl's room to just hanging out with her. And like, until the school started. But one day, his baby sister came to say hi to her brother. Like, she says, "Hey brother, what's up?" Because, and like couple days before, like during during the All for One against All Might thing. Then, so, yeah. So, he says, "Hey, baby sister, what's new?" Hey? As Zumi is like, well, I can't wait for you to teach me. Me? Okay. As, what time is it? As he looks at the time before, and he can never tell. As, of course, he gets up, and he's still still waking up. So his sister had to help him to get all the way to Class A. And Eraserhead knows that he would rather, as he comes into Class A, and Mr. Ozawa is like, thinking this year up this early. As he says, yeah, but I'm gonna go to my kid form so that I don't look old in front of students. And they're like, yeah, you better. As he transforms into a young, look like student. Everybody sees, but Class A students didn't even realize that Zuko was, or they realized that Zuko was the so yeah. What did they hey? Like they were doing all that stuff. And Zuko, I'm skipping the overhaul fight thing because Zuko already did that. And they saved Ares, and Ares was is now, or actually, Zuko is training her to use her quirk properly, and he's also trained like them as he remembers, as he tells Nezu before that, as he tells him that I'm gonna visit my old friend, or as he had a other friend was the doctor, him. So he goes and he grabs him like a real him, and he says, "Ah, good afternoon or good morning, Zuko. How's my or greatest friend doing?" As he says, "Huh. Well, I'm to get it out of my system is the to bring you in to the your prison thing." "Ah, okay. No argument from me. And this is the clone of me. Real me's downstairs. Okay?" Okay. As he goes down home and like he ends up grabbing the original, or like him wasn't fighting back like or like not doing like those. So he like turned him behind bars, and things would have been different if as his as Zumi is like, or of course Zuko showed back up as he or his sister says, "Do you feel better now?" Yeah, and he actually got a house that as Inko and Shashi and Zumi and him will be living at. So, yeah. Away from, like, that. So, yeah. So, it was pretty big, like a mansion. With an attic and the downstairs basement, and so now and Zuko, who they all know who Zuko, who's like his age. He doesn't age at all. He only ages when he feels like he's aged. So he's like 9999. So they always put him as the or his age infinity symbol, as they're like, hey, how old are you now? Infinity. Yeah. So it's the happy ending. Because and they're his daughters and their sons and daughters, were basically, sorry, they don't age, or they hardly age. So some of them are like smart as, or all of them are smart. Plus, they don't have those, or they don't have curses things. Any curses on them. So he had about, or actually, I'm changing from 3 wives to 4 because one, two, 3, and and I was gonna choose Miss Joke, but then I realized, hey, I don't know what age she is. So, sorry about that. I had to grab that image. So yeah, he has 4 wives, and yeah. So then each one of them had like 4, 6, or no, wait, hold on. 2, 4, 6, 8, and then plus one more because hilarious thing. Actually, the first user of One for All actually told him to, if I die, he, because his daughter, her, was actually his, is, because he trusts Zuko with her. So, yeah. So now all 9 of them, actually, Zuko gave each one of his powers of like transforming into their own titans. As she gets her, the other ones got like so many other ones. Miss, heck, they're like, whoa. Oh, okay. And they all like, because Zuko was carrying person, as she didn't realize who, or actually she only remembered when she was just a toddler. Then that happened. As he told her your father is still living inside me. As she says, wait, so you had my father inside you, right? Yes, I turned him into a titan. and absorbed his memories. As they all what? As everybody's they couldn't believe that Zuko did that. So, yeah, so all of them became adults and they start training their powers and all that stuff. Now, hilarious thing and stuff. So, yeah. So, this is the happy ending part. Because I'm skipping I'm ending it because there was no, doctor giving spoilers. Doctor giving the all for one and his quirk to Shiraki-sen. And two was as it's just weird. So now do the what the heck. So the what the heck. I like her costume, but what the heck? I wish I was in My Hero Academia so that she and I would be laughing our heads off. And what the heck? Why did she have to die? As and some of you might miss part 1 of it, but I went into great detail. And sorry about my loudness one, because it was supposed to be not very quiet. So, and that was a spoiler warning for My Hero Academia, but it's also a spoiler to Attack on Titans about a giant or beast titan's blood. This is a spoilers, or you've probably seen the season 2, so of him transforming everybody into a titan. Basically, yeah, into these titans. So, have fun. And please leave a like, share, subscribe. If this video gets, or if 2 videos get 1 like for each, then I'll make a what if Zuko had every power, or powers of the what if versions of himself, or suggest one in the comments below, please, and thank you. And when you're down there, please tell me, and if I remember correctly, she died from all the titans ripping her apart, or if I remember correctly. But I can't remember if it was her or someone else. Please tell me in the comments below. So, peace out, y'all.